When you go to the movie theater, it's probably the best that you show respect for others so that they can enjoy the movie. And, this was just not a very good movie experience that I've ever went through. Hey, what is happening, guys and gals? My name is Gotham Bat 100, coming back with you guys with another video/movie review. Today we'll be talking about the Supergirl movie 2026. Full-on spoiler review. If you have not watched this movie, do not watch this video because this video will contain heavy spoilers and you have been warned. So let's begin. Let's talk about this movie. Before I start, let me just say this. The theater that I went to, AMC, it was a terrible experience for me and my friends. As you know, on Thursday, me and my friends watched Supergirl, and towards the last 15 minutes of the film, this guy who was a jackass was snoring, and he had his phone going on, and that really pissed me off. It's like, bro, I really hope that this does not happen in the Spider-Man movie. If you are not going to watch a movie, why buy the ticket? Why waste money just to sleep in the theater? I never understood that. Or at least have your phone going out so loud for the last 15 minutes. It was actually kind of funny because in our section, there was a group of girls on my right side, and they got up and walked over and turned the guy's phone off. And I missed the ending dialogue because I was distracted by that alarm. So when you go to a movie theater, for the love of God, please turn off your phones. That is the one thing that I always do when I enter a theater. I always make sure that my phone's turned off so no one calls me, no one texts me, and all that stuff. Because you're gonna be in there for like 2 hours, 3 hours, depending how long the movie is in the previews. So the love of God, I really hope that when I watch Spider-Man that I don't have to go through that crap again, because that was awful. And hopefully it was Supergirl, so I'm not as pissed, but I would be extremely pissed if this happens to Spider-Man. But anyways, let's begin. Let's talk about this movie. Did I hate the film or did I like it? I didn't hate it. I thought it was a pretty decent film at best. I'm glad that they didn't do any of the feminine type stuff where basically they have the female characters knocking down the men characters, or basically saying we don't need a man for this. This is a women's job and all that type of crap. Because I really hate when they do films like that. It's like, really, what makes the female character so cool is that they don't say it, they show it, where they don't need the men's help when they show it instead of saying it. That's why Captain Marvel was not a good movie, which I'm glad I never watched it. My other friends have watched it, and they said how bad it was. But anyways, let's talk about Supergirl. Now, Millie, I know that she had a lot of controversial stuff, so I'm not going to address it. What she said to the press tour of her movie was not a good thing to say. I'm not going to address it. So if you want to know what she said, you can look that up for yourself. I'm not going to address that here. Despite what she said, I'm talking about the character, not the actress, the character. Supergirl in this movie, towards the beginning, is a drunk and she likes to party. That's pretty much what her character is towards the beginning of the movie. She wants to travel around the world and her ship with Crypto and Superman, which he's in the movie. He probably has like he has like a 5, like his whole scenes would probably be less than 5 or 6 minutes. But I'm glad that he was in the movie, and he's been trying desperately to get close to his cousin. His cousin doesn't want nothing to do with Earth. She think Earth is not as interesting compared to her home world. So all she does is travel around the world to get drunk. And I think they explain it in Superman, where Superman tells his robot and say, well, basically she travels around the world so that she can get drunk because our Kryptonian DNA won't allow us to get drunk or something like that. And in this, Kara just doesn't want to go. She doesn't find Earth interesting. And that was probably the part I did not like. I don't like the Supergirl is a drinker. From what I've seen of the character, which I will say this, I am not a Supergirl expert. I've only known her from the Justice League cartoon show. I've seen her from Injustice, and I've seen her from the Superman animated series. And I've watched a little bit of her show from the CW. I don't really know much about her. I just see her as, I always viewed her as just the same thing as her cousin, a girl who wants to inspire hope for others. Now, some people that I've talked to, have said they thought she was a great actress to play. An actress, she has a perfect look for the character. I just didn't like how her character was portrayed. But overall, she, as soon towards the end of the movie, she starts to realize what her purpose is. And if you remember, and it did something a little bit different. So instead, in Krypton, when Krypton blows up, usually Supergirl and Superman are flown. They leave out Krypton together, and their pods get separated and basically go from a different direction towards the galaxy to different times. So the time changes where instead, her age really didn't change that much compared to Superman. But instead, what they did was Kara never existed on Krypton. I don't remember. I believe Kara's mom was pregnant during Krypton's destruction, but I don't remember. I don't remember if she was pregnant or not, but no, she wasn't. I think she was not pregnant. Kara did not exist. Kara's mother was not pregnant until 8 years later, and then Kara was born when Krypton was getting destroyed. And what happened was Kara's parents built like a protection area field around the side of the city of Orgo, so that they don't get killed from the eruption of Krypton, and they basically float in space. So a little bit different. So Kara's pregnant. Yeah, Kara was born during the eruption of Krypton. And 8 years have passed, and she's basically living a happy life in Argo. But apparently, the kryptonite radiation gets to Argo, and people are dying. And then Kara's mom dies, and Kara's father builds her a ship so that she can escape. And basically the same thing that's usually supposed to be Superman's origin, which they change, where in Superman's origin, his parents want him to become a dictator to rule over the earth. And instead, Kara's parents are telling her, use your powers for good and to inspire hope into others, which is a completely different change compared to what Superman's parents should have told their son. But instead, they made the parents as the bad guys and Kara's parents as the good guy, which I'm like, okay, this honestly should have been, Superman's parents telling him this, not Kara's parents. Overall, towards the end of the film, she starts to realize that she wants to do more good, and she basically comes back to Earth to meet her cousin, to help her cousin. And I couldn't hear the dialogue because, like I told you, the guy had his alarm going off, so I couldn't really hear the dialogue and what they were saying. From what my understanding was, basically she wants to be more closer to her cousin. Now, Krim, let's talk about Krim. Krim is the main bad guy of this movie. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know if he's ever in the comics. He likely was in the comics, but I know nothing about Krim. From what I've seen, Krim is a bad guy who kills and takes children away, kills the children's family and takes them away, which is very disturbing. And towards the beginning of the film, he kills this little girl's brother and then her mother, and then the father dies just to get a famous sword. And then the little girl is filled with vengeance, and she wants to kill Krim for what she did. Eventually, Krim meets up with Supergirl and basically poisons Krypto. And basically, the plot of the movie is simple. Supergirl and the little girl are forced to work together and to find Krim. Supergirl wants to get the cure from Krim, and Krim and the little girl wants to kill Krim for what he did. So, that's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. Lobo, I thought Lobo was phenomenal. He was great. Jason Momoa killed it. I thought he was awesome. And I hope that he gets his Lobo film, which I will totally watch. He has stated that he will only do a Lobo film if the movie's rated R. So if they do a Lobo film, James Gunn, give this man his own movie. He deserves it. So, Lobo was great. I thought he was phenomenal. The fight scenes were really great. Supergirl actually gets her butt kicked a lot. She doesn't lose her fights. She wins her fights, but then towards the beginning of the fights, she does start to lose a little bit. And then the kryptonite. They explain a lot about the kryptonite and the sun and everything. Where, of course, once she got her power, she's unstoppable until the kryptonite goes. And she almost died. Krim almost kills her if it wasn't for Lobo. Lobo comes in and saves her. And then the funny part is that towards the end of the movie, when they take down Krim's operations, the little girl wants to kill Krim, but Supergirl tells her, no, it's against our code. We do not kill. Do not kill him. Killing him will not bring back your family. Revenge is never the option. So while she's explaining this, the little girl starts crying, saying, she basically starts crying, I don't want to be a killer and everything. And Kara hugs her, like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. And then Kara goes up to Kara goes up to Krim. Remember, Krim's on the floor beaten up. He's beaten up really badly. And Krim's like, what are you going to do to me now? And Kara picks up the weapon, the sword, and stabs him right in the stomach and says, this is for Krypto. And this is for that little girl's parents that you killed. And stabs him. And I remember just face palming. I'm like, didn't you just say that heroes don't kill? And literally, I'm literally just laughing. I'm like, you just said 2 minutes ago, killing is not the answer. It's against the world. And then you end up killing the main bad guy of this film. That was pretty funny. And my friend was like, well, I thought they were going to let him live. I thought so too, but I guess she changed her mind, saying that, no, we're going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. Oh my God. I just remember laughing so hard, like, oh my God. Like, oh wow. Like, I could see Batman looking at her saying, why did you kill her? Why did you kill him? You just said heroes don't kill. It makes you no different. Oh, Lord, it's so funny. That is so funny. But, in the movie, they get the cure to Krypto. Krypto's finally cured. And basically, Kara and them go back home. And Kara goes back to Earth, and she's going to basically change her way. Like, before she goes back, the little girl goes, are you going to go back, not to judge, but are you going to go back to go back to what you used to do? And Kara goes, no, nope, absolutely not. No, I'm changing, and I'm going to put that behind me, and I'm going to become a better hero. And basically saying that her drinking stuff is coming to an end. And she goes back to Earth, meets with her cousin, and says she wants to be close to her cousin. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. There's no post-credit scene. So that's pretty much it of the movie. Overall, I thought the movie was pretty good. Not bad. Too bad the box office is not performing well, because honestly, this movie did not do too good in the box office. And from what I've heard, the last thing I remember reading was that they were about to lose $120 million. So this is not good. That is terrible. Even Peter Safran, I can't pronounce his last name, but Peter basically even said that the movie did not live up to their expectations and that they had to start listening to their fans more. You want to listen to your fans more? It's simple. You need to start because Supergirl in this universe was not built up correctly. She was not built up. She was only in a 1-minute cameo scene of Superman. We knew nothing about this version of Kara, and she honestly was not ready. She was not ready to have her solo film. I still think that the actors did a good job from what the script was given to her. Do I think she was the best Supergirl? No. I still think that she needs to improve more. I think the character needs to be written a little bit better. I still think that the CW version, Melissa Bennett, I think she's a far better Supergirl. In time, my opinion may be changed. But from right now, I still think Melissa's a better Supergirl. I hope in the next film that they start she's not going to get a solo film. From what the box office is, she's not getting a solo film. And this movie came at the worst time, especially with Spider-Man coming out later this month, which more people are excited for Spider-Man compared to Supergirl. I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but that's the truth. People are more interesting for Spider-Man compared to Supergirl. They need to start building. If you're going to do a solo film for a character who's not built up yet, you need to build that character up so they can get a solo film. I expect Kara will appear in Man of Tomorrow, so we will see more of her in Man of Tomorrow. I want to see more of her, so I expect her and Superman and Supergirl to team up more together in Man of Tomorrow. Overall, out of 1 to 10, when I give this film a 6 out of 10. That's probably the best score I can give it. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's probably mid at best. It's not a horrible Supergirl movie. I still think Superman was better, but I think that I think Millie can, definitely improve better with the character. Her acting skill was phenomenal. I just didn't like how her character was represented, and then she starts becoming the drinkster type hero and starts becoming more of a mature hero. So who knows? Maybe in Man of Tomorrow, I'll maybe start to like her more. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. Hopefully, after Man of Tomorrow, we get a Batman movie. I've been waiting a long time. From what I've seen, James Gunn lets comment that Batman is the casting and the script are not done, and the casting is miles away. So hopefully we'll have a cast announcement later this year. Now that I think we probably won't have a cast until next year, because he says that he wants the movie to come out in 2028. So if the movie's going to come out 2028, they got to start filming by next year. And then hopefully, I thought maybe towards the end of the year we'll get a cast announcement, because right now they're still searching for an actor for the Batman Brave and the Bold film. That's what I'm mostly looking forward to. Wonder Woman is also secret to appear in Man of Tomorrow, which I hope is which I think you guys know who I think I want. I want the actress who plays the female actress who was announced to be in the movie. I hope that they're keeping her role a very secret, but I really, really hope that she's the role of Wonder Woman. And I hope she gets it. I think she would be a great fit for Wonder Woman. And, I'm very excited to see how the DCU is going to go. So far, a little setbacks because, we do have Creature Commandos coming out, the Clayface movie. I was asked if I'm watching the Clayface movie. Yes, I will be watching the Clayface movie with my friends. And that comes out in October, I believe October, and I'll be watching it, and I'll be doing a review on that movie. Too bad. That's pretty much all I can say. So, I'm more excited for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a movie that I'm looking more forward to. So I definitely can't wait for that. But anyway, guys and gals, that completes this episode or my review for Supergirl. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I thank you guys for my support and everything. And I'm looking forward to doing more movie reviews. Anyways, God bless. Take care. See you later. Goodbye.